Hello, everyone. So, I got news today from my doctor that he advises I not go traveling at all, even domestically, for spring break, which that's fine. I mean, that actually makes the decision easier for me. I have health conditions that make it so that if I were to get the coronavirus, it would be really bad for me. And that's fine. And well, I wash my hands and I work from home, so I'm not really worried. But it does make me think more and more about what the landscape of uh, my work life and actually the work life of a lot of people is going to be like in the world that we now live in, where people are hyper aware of contagious diseases like the coronavirus or COVID-19. So what I've been thinking right now, this is being recorded in 3D VR 180. You could probably watch it on a regular, monitor, but it's recorded in 3D because I think that we're to the point now where conferences, there certainly there's going to be conferences and gatherings of people, but I think a lot of tech conferences in particular may move to some sort of online only avenue. And I don't know about you, but I kind of hate webinars. I really think webinars suck. And I think part of it is because when you're in a webinar, it's a window on your computer, but if you're like me, and if you're watching this, you probably are a lot like me, I do all of the other things at the same time. So if I'm in a webinar, I'm like kind of watching in one window and I'm typing in Slack to work people in another window. I'm replying to tweets in another window. The thing about 3D or virtual reality, if you will, is that it immerses you in the place that you're at. So I think if we have more online conferences, we're going to have to integrate some sort of virtual reality into the consumer's point of view. Now, I don't think that we need to have presenters with goggles on or anything like that, but I think if you really truly want to be immersed into the situation itself, it's going to be something that requires you to have like an Oculus Go headset or even Google Cardboard or whatever it might be. I think that immersion is really what's going to allow online conferences to be something like the real thing, if you will. Now, I've been looking at other things like AltVR. I think Microsoft bought, I forget the real name of it, but altvr.com, where you're an avatar and you're like in rooms with other people who are avatars, and you can do meetings there and things like that. And that may be a solution that has some sort of way that we go in the future. But to me, it still feels a little bit more like VR trying to go into the real world as opposed to the real world taking advantage of VR. It feels forced. I mean, if you're a silly little avatar, it kind of takes away from the professionalism and the realism of what we can actually do now with technology, right? I mean, you're watching this in 3D. It's like you're in my truck with me right now. And I hope that you're paying attention, that I'm checking my mirrors and I'm actually not looking at the camera unless it's safe. But if I were presenting at a conference, and if you're right now wearing an Oculus Go headset, you're focusing on what I'm saying. I think that's truly going to be so vital if we want to live in a post-COVID-19 world. I don't know, that sounds pretty heavy. But just in a world where online conferences are more and more common. One, it's affordable. Two, it's, in a situation like this where we're trying to flatten the curve of infectious things going on, I think that it's going to be awesome. So anyway, I'm not going to talk forever about this because I'm just on my way to deliver lunch to my wife. But I just wanted to briefly start this conversation that we can have in a larger scale. We should, whether it's in the comment field on Twitter, in person, in more and more online meetings, and we need to figure out a way that we can do this interactively too. I think that at a conference, even if the presenter is in their office, if they had some sort of augmented reality where they're wearing like a Microsoft's HoloLens thing, where you can see the real world, see the cameras that you're talking to. If there are some people, see them in meatspace, but also have some sort of heads-up display so you know the people that you're talking to, and you can see if online somebody is raising their hands. I don't know what the whole conversation is going to be, but I think it's going to be an exciting platform, and I think that the world of VR and AR, and I actually saw the term XR, which I don't even know what that means, but I think it's going to be more and more prevalent in our technology future. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to keep going, and then I got excited and I started talking more. So I'm going to close this, but let's continue to have this conversation about what online meetings really look like? Because it's really important to me. I work from home, and now, I'm kind of not quarantining, but I'm not traveling based on the advice of my doctor. So it's more and more important and exciting to me. So let's have that conversation. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say and what your thoughts are, because truly, unless we can all kind of get together and have ideas and work through things and develop a platform that's going to work, it's going to be nothing more than silly VR, fun silliness that doesn't really equate to our day-to-day life and our business world. Anyway, that's it. I feel like since I'm a CVT Nugget trainer, I should say I hope this has been informative for you. I'd like to thank you for viewing. But at the very least, I'll see you next time on YouTube or Twitter or wherever.